Hey guys, Kate Simsley here. Welcome to my channel. Today I am building Dreamer's Cottage. I named it Dreamer's Cottage because the backyard is, I don't know, somewhat whimsical. You can see it has a pond back there. I made the pond just kind of playing around. I don't know why, I just was playing around with the different tools and I created this pond and I loved it so much. It looked so country that I thought of building a cottage. So that's what I'm doing. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Kate Simsley, and yeah, I build a lot of this weird stuff. It's just a little cottage on a cool property, and yeah, I love the pond though. I don't really show it in the video too much, you will see me placing some stuff around it. But when you're in gameplay, it's fantastic. So, that's what we're doing. We're just roofing. I ended up switching out. I had a slanted wall in the window, and I thought it would be really cool for the sink to go there. But roofing it, because of where it was, it just stressed me out. I didn't feel like fiddling around and focusing on roofing. I find roofing so hard, but I don't I'm glad we don't just have auto roofing, because when you do auto roofing, it turns out so simple and weird. So I'm glad that we have the option of putting the roofs however we want, but it does get frustrating at times. I could have put one of those octagon roofs there, probably, but I get so frustrated with those roofs. I try to get them to fit the space properly. It's insane. There's always some kind of gap. I can never get it to work right. I do use them once in a while, but when I do, it's usually on the most basic shape, so I placed these doors because I thought that they fit that whimsical vibe, and I'm just expanding and creating a back deck, which I like the way it turned out. I do manage to get a grill and a table on there, which you'll see later, so I think that works out well. I am very stuffed up today, and my throat is really sore. So, I don't know if you've watched any of my other videos, you know, I'm sick lately. My throat is sore, and I'm just not up to par. So I'm not 100% sure I'm going to make it through this whole voiceover. If I don't worry. I will play music, and you can still see the rest of the build. But yeah, so here I created the bathroom and the bedroom inside the house. The kitchen is going to be placed soon as well, but I'm really happy with the way that the floor plan turned out. It's a very small house. I actually probably could have made it a tiny house if I had, really thought about it, but it's not a tiny house because of the platforms and the decks and stuff. So, there we're putting windows, and yeah, we make them medium wall height because I end up putting a platform in later, so it works out well. I don't put a big platform. I absolutely love the platform idea in The Sims. I think platforms are fantastic. You can do a million things with them. But they're a pain in the ass. I'm not even going to lie to you. You put a platform and it takes down the outside wall. Why it does that, I don't know. I don't know what EA was thinking when they made that a thing. So it's very annoying. But I do end up putting a platform in the living room, and I placed the fireplace up on it. And it was play tested. I've heard a lot of people online saying that their fireplaces aren't working when they put them on platforms. I did have to raise it up. I have noticed with the platforms that everything starts at the ground. Even if there's a platform there, it's it doesn't recognize there being a platform. So, it'll start at the ground instead of the platform, which is annoying. So, there I am just doing the kitchen. I use these Parenthood countertops, which I use probably way too much, but they have the best swatches, and I just love them, so I use them all the time. I absolutely love that long cabinet you can put in. It's great. I actually sized down a microwave and I put it there, so the microwave doesn't function, but it looks really good. So that's what I do. I'm going to add this long range hood and take away the cabinet at some point. I love this, whatever it's called, range hood fan. I love it, but it looked okay with the cabinet, but I didn't enjoy it. I love the end cabinets on these ones, so I end up switching it out and putting those there. So yeah, I put in a slightly more expensive stove because I figured the person that lives here is probably homey. The house feels homey. So, yeah, I thought they would need a good stove. I say a lot, so I'm really sorry. I'm gonna start paying attention and not do that because I do say it an awful lot. So I just put plain white tile on the floor, and I messed around with the wall tiles for quite a while, and I'm hanging a blind. See? There's again. Oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, so I put these little cookbooks on top of the fridge, which I usually do. I just think these are super cute. And I'm going to clutter up the counter. I put the knives, and I always add my dish rack if I can, because it just makes it look more real to me. It's funny, because I like my Sims houses to look like real life houses, and my daughter laughed at me and told me the other day, she's like, Mommy, you know that The Sims is for make-believe, right? It doesn't have to look real, and I get it. It doesn't have to look real. But for whatever reason, I have slight OCD about things, and I need it to look real. I use Sims to escape my normal real life, so, I don't know, I want them to have a normal real life that's perfect, because mine's not. It's pure chaos, let's be serious. We all have pure chaotic lives. And I figure my Sims should at least live a good life. So I'm just finishing up the kitchen. I end up changing out that tiling, which you'll see in a moment. I really like that one with the blue little circular things, but I didn't like how the top was such a light color. So I do end up putting this blue and orange, and I think it looked pretty good. From here, we're probably going to move on to the front door, and we're going to place wow, I can't today. We're going to place a coat rack here and the umbrella rack so that if you have seasons, you will have an umbrella and you don't have to get wet and miserable in the cold. I placed the bedroom doors. I use these carved single doors, and I love the way that they look, and I'm going to create the bathroom. I wasn't sure I was going to have room to put a shower in here, but I did manage, to get this shower tub combo. And I did play test this bathroom, and it does work even though everything's so close together. So, I really like the way it turned out. I think it looks like just a normal bathroom. I'm putting toilet paper on the wall, and I think I'm going to be adding a towel here. So, yeah, I like the way that turned out. As I said, this is one bedroom and one bathroom. It's built in Willow Creek, I believe. I want to say Willow Creek. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it is. It is on the gallery, so you will be able to download it if you want to play in this house. I know that there's a lot of people out there that don't enjoy building, and they prefer to get houses off the gallery, so if you wanted to do that, you can. My ID on the EA gallery is Kate Simsley, just like on my YouTube, so K and a number 8, Simsley. I'm pretty sure it's all one word, though. It's K8 Simsley, all one word, with a capital K and a capital S. I know that it was difficult to find it for someone the other day, so you may have trouble, but it's all one word, I'm pretty sure. So here I'm moving on to the living room. I put that fireplace. I do end up changing it out at the very end of the build. I'm not even sure if it's on camera, but I do change it out. So I put a lot of eco lifestyle stuff. I'm finding, no matter what, I use that pack. The stuff is cheap and it's nice. It works. So, yeah. I added some curtains here and I just pulled the couch out a little bit. I did play test this and I ended up having to move the table back just slightly because I guess it was too close to the couch. They wouldn't sit on the couch. But it does function now. And I use this little laundry, I think it's from Laundry Day. It's a little shelf. I use it for a TV stand and I think it looked really cute. I'm adding a stereo in the kitchen as I always do because I figure while your Sims are cooking, because it takes them so damn long, they can listen to music and at least, build up their happiness level. And we're going to move on to the front door. We're going to put a shoe rack. So I put the women's shoe rack and I added another light. Again, they're eco lifestyle. I really do love that pack. So here I'm going to add a little computer in the corner. I figured your I can't talk. I figured your Sims needed skill building items, and so I added this laptop so that they have the option to build skill or search for things or buy things or get a job. I know they can use their phone to get a job and stuff, but I just think a computer's a necessity in every household. So here I am, I'm looking for a plant, I think, or like clutter items, and I end up like finding a plant, a tall plant, for beside this fireplace. And I'm happy with the way it turned out. Jesus, that again. I need to stop doing that. Yeah, so here I'm putting in the platform. It ends up taking down the wall, so I do have to fix it. And I pull it across and it takes down on the other side. Like, I really don't understand the reasoning for that. It drives me nuts. I guess it's not a huge deal, but it drives me crazy. And I'm just fiddling around to get it to fit. I actually cut out a chunk where I was fiddling around to get it to, like, sit properly, because it wasn't working for me. Like, as I said before, stuff goes on the floor automatically. Even though there's a platform there, it doesn't care. It goes on the floor. So, like, your stuff will fall to the ground. It's really dumb. Same with, like, columns will start at the ground rather than starting on the platform, which I think is super annoying. So here I moved on to the bedroom, and again, I used an eco lifestyle bed, and then I used this dresser and nightstand, which I love. They're very country looking, and I thought that was very fitting of this build. I do come back in later to clutter them all up, but I'm just adding some curtains. So I wonder how you guys are feeling about the platform since I've spent almost this whole video complaining about them. I'm not complaining. Like, don't get me wrong. I love them. I think they're great. I just don't understand why EA does the things that they do or why The Sims does what they do. Have you guys spent a lot of time creating with them? Are you finding that you're using them a lot? I'm finding that I'm not using them as much as I thought I would. I was so excited for platforms. Now that we have them, though, I don't find I'm using them as much as I thought I would. I do have a build coming up, and it is a split-level build, so I use a lot of platforms in that. But I have a lot of editing to do on it, because it takes down the walls. It was very, very frustrating. And actually, it was very strange, because I was creating the split level, and every time I'd add another platform, it would raise up the ones that were there. Or if I, like, changed walls, it would raise up the platforms that were already in the house. So, like, some of them ended up way up at the ceiling, so I had to lower them all. It was very annoying. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was super frustrated. This game, I absolutely love The Sims, like, more than anything. But this game has been annoying me a lot lately. I can't even. Like, I get very frustrated sometimes, and I have to step away. Here I am just cluttering up the dresser. And, yeah. It takes me a few minutes to get things placed where I want to get them placed. But I think it's fine. It works out well. I really like this build. I'm happy with the way it turned out, and once you see the outside, you'll understand why. It's not so much about the house as the backyard. Like, it just makes me happy. At that point, my window went all weird. Like, you know how, like, sometimes they all white out because you don't have them placed right? That's what happened there, and it was a little strange. I'm not sure why, but it also did it to the kitchen door frames, so something happened. I don't know what it was. But it did white out my windows and door frame. I'm just looking for some little curtains to put on this dresser, and yeah. I'm gonna move on. I think I put flooring now, and I choose a light wood, like rustic-looking flooring for this whole house. And I like the way that it looked. I imagine that this house is older and less kept up. Like, it is really pretty, but it's not maintained as it should, I'd say. I guess I imagine that, like, the Sim living here really loves the outdoors, and maybe she's a gardener, or she's a writer. I just find it, like, whimsical, if that makes sense to you. It's small and cozy, but I really enjoy it. It's modernized, so it's not like country cozy, but I think that it worked out well. So I'm going to be adding artwork now, and yeah, just some clutter and stuff. I put these pictures up here. As I said, I do change out that fireplace, so you will see at the end of the video it's not the same fireplace. I think you might see me do it in the video. I don't remember, to be honest with you. I just built this yesterday, but I really don't remember. Not that that is shocking. Like, my brain does not work 90% of the time. I don't remember what happened 10 minutes ago. Not gonna lie to you. It's funny, I was diagnosed with MS about 3 years ago. And so, I guess it was about 5 years ago now. And I'm on medication. Actually, I'm on medication. It's immune suppression medication. So, like, this whole COVID thing is stressing me out. But, my cognitive function since I was diagnosed is less than it was, and honestly, it's the worst part. I don't really have any physical issues right now. When I was diagnosed because I woke up one morning and I couldn't walk. I honest to God walked like something from Walking Dead. It looked insane. So I went to the doctor, obviously, thinking I had a pinched nerve or something, and it turned out I had spots on my brain. So that was shocking, but honestly, the diagnosis of MS was like the least worst thing that it could have been, because it could have been like brain cancer, right? Because they did an MRI, I had spots on my brain, and it's terrifying. But it ended up that I had MS, so it was actually kind of a relief to me at the time, which sounds crazy because it's a horrible disease. But I've been pretty good. I've only had 2 flare-ups in the last 5 years, and, yeah, I've been okay. The flare-up that I recently had was the one that got me on the immune suppressant medication. It was awful because I got vertigo, and I don't know if you've ever experienced vertigo. Most people really haven't. But it was like the entire world was spinning, even though it wasn't. Like, I'd get up to try and move. I fell over quite a few times because I didn't know what was up and down. It was just horrid. So, yeah, I called my neurologist and I got on some medication to help. Here I am just painting the outside of the house. But yeah, sorry, as I was saying, like, the cognitive function, so I forget things a lot. Yeah, I just forgot what I was saying. There's the pond that I created, and the little bridge, and it is fully functional. Your Sims can go sit on there. I like it a lot. I think it looks very cute. And I'm gonna be, I don't know what I'm doing, adding a porch to the front, and I'm gonna start the landscaping shortly. So you'll get to watch all that. I fiddle around a lot. I'm not that great at landscaping. I actually like the way this build turned out, but I find I go a little bit overboard with my landscaping, and honestly, I'm not that good with the terrain paint. I do use a lot of it in this build. I am working on learning more about it and using it in a more functional way, because I haven't been using it a lot. I do end up adding platforms to the side of the house, right where you were just looking there, and I put plants on them. I started out just putting like planters, like actual house plants, but I do end up like putting flowers and plants, and I think it ends up looking good. So here I'm just adding some foliage around the tree. I do end up getting rid of the tree, and I have just the plants there, but here I am creating the platforms that I'm going to dress up with flowers, and I like the way that they look. Like, I've seen a lot of people using, wow, there's the other again, using platforms in their gardens, and I think it looks really good. Like, I love the idea. I just wish that we had soil. Like, I find it weird we don't have flooring that is soil. Like, maybe we do and I'm just missing it. Couldn't find soil, so I put grass. It actually works well because it, like, fills in the spots. So I put that grass with those little white flowers, and I thought it looked cute. The camera is probably going to jump around a lot during this part of the build. Or video, I mean. I just was back and forth and all over. I watch other YouTubers, and they, like, focus on one room at a time. I don't know if it's my ADHD or what, but I can't do that, like, at all. Not even a little bit. I'm like, okay, I'll do a little bit here, and then I'll move on to there, and yeah. So sorry about that. I know that it's sometimes hard to watch, and I apologize. Here I am trying to pick roofing. I put on the green roof trim. I ended up choosing, I guess it's a hay or something, and I put it in the darkest swatch. And I like, other than black, like I didn't want black. I like the way that it turned out anyway. I think it looks really, cottage-like. So I'm just adding some more flowers to this garden on the side of the house. And I believe I eventually put in, like, lights. I put in maybe a statue. I know at the back I take that giant Asian house. It's like in the Snowscape back in Debug, and it's like a huge tall building, and I size it down using Tool, and I put that in the garden, and it ends up looking super cute. So that was good. Yeah, I really like it. I don't know if you can hear the noise in the background. It snowed a substantial amount. I live in Ontario, Canada, just north of Toronto. And we got a lot of snow the last 2 days. So people are outside plowing their driveways and snowblowing their driveways. So, to get to work, I guess, like it's 6 in the morning. So, you might hear that noise, that's what it is. I apologize if you do, you probably won't, but you could. I'm just adding, I put that cactus there and I hated it, so I did remove it. I'm adding some flowers along this side of the house. Sorry, my throat is killing me. I need a drink. And I'm going to be creating a stone path here. I love these debug stones. I've used them in quite a few of my videos, I think. You can create some pretty interesting stuff. I tell you in all my videos, but I'll tell you again. The debug item is amazing, and you can get to it by pressing Ctrl-Shift-C on your keyboard. It brings up like the little cheat bar at the top of your screen if you're on a computer. I don't know how to do anything on console. I don't even know if you can. And then you just type bb.show hidden objects and bb.show live edit objects, and it opens up this entire catalog of things that you can use in your build. So you can create really interesting and personalized builds with the debug items. So if you haven't done it already, I suggest you try it out because it's pretty awesome, not gonna lie. Like everything you can see in the world is there. So I use this wall-mounted mailbox that we got with Joyscape, and I love it so much. I think we need more wall-mounted mailboxes. It makes way more sense to have your mailbox up by your front door. Like, the only time I really see mailboxes that are, like, out at the road is either those community-style mailboxes where there's, like, 20 of them, or if you're in the country. Other than that, like, where I live, they're all at your front door, the mailman comes to my front door, it is what it is. But yeah, so I'm adding some plants to these platforms, but I do end up pulling them down to the bottom layer, and I put a bunch of flowers and stuff to make it look more garden-like, I guess, would be the word. I'm not really sure. There I am adding, again with the why do I do that? So there I'm adding lights around the pond. I end up adding more, I think, but I'm using those lights from Snowy Escape. I just love them. They are rather big, though. I think I go size them down, because they just stuck out a lot. I use this little rock light. I love that little light. I don't use it enough. Like, not yet, anyway. I think it's great. And I add a few other things. I think I put a monkey statue somewhere at the back garden. But yeah, I'm just fiddling around. I thought of using a fence all the way around, but I didn't like the way that fence looked. I do end up putting hedges all the way around the house. I use that fence around, obviously, the decking. But I don't put it around the yard. It looked a little strange. I'm so stuffed up and sore today. I apologize. Like, it's weird, because I'm not actually sick. Like, I don't feel sick. But my throat and stuff are just driving me insane. Don't get me wrong. Like, my voice and my throat are always sore. I have on top of my MS and my ADHD, I have a medical condition that makes my voice very nasal. So, like, you've probably noticed that I sound funny sometimes. Or maybe you haven't. A lot of people say they don't really notice. But, because of that, I'm using different muscles in my throat to talk than you normally would. And so it does get sore. I've done a few voiceovers today, so that might be why. But yeah, so here I'm putting a little table on the back patio, and I added a grill. I do put some, like, vines going up the wall. I'm not sure if it's on video, but they are there. And a little flower pot. I thought it looked really cozy and cute. You'd come out here and, like, have your morning coffee, maybe. I don't know. I think I would live in this house. I would be very happy there, just all by myself. So there's the little, Asian building that I was talking about. I do end up moving it to the back of the lot because I didn't like how it stuck out there. But yeah, it is in this garden. There are some things that I changed and moved around not on camera. Honestly, I paused the recording at one point and forgot that I paused it and did a lot of things. So things will be a little different. There's not major things. Like, it was like changing out plants, moving around statues, that kind of stuff. But there will be some things different if you do download this from the gallery, but it's all there. And I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I ended up putting another stone path back here in the backyard, and I think it looks very cute. I like it a lot. As I said, I would be happy to live here. I think that maybe I will do that. Maybe one day, you never know, if I win the lottery, I could have, like, this house built. I'll just give them the video and be like, build me this. Might work, you never know. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. There's a lot of snow where I live, and it's pretty darn cold, and I hate it. It's ironic, because I absolutely hate cold and I hate winter. I don't leave my house in the winter. Like, everybody's complaining about quarantine, okay? And they're all like, oh, it sucks, I hate it, I want to go out. I have no problem with it. I'm not even going to lie to you. I love quarantine. I don't enjoy wearing masks. Like, I kind of don't like that part of it. But I stay home anyway. Like, I could literally stay home and not talk to another human being for the rest of my life and be a very happy person. But everybody else complains about it, and I get it. Like, it is hard. When you want to see your friends or your family and you're not able to, it is very hard. Like, where I live, we're not doing too bad. Like, the city I live in, I think we have, like, the max we've ever had is, like, 21 cases. So we're in pretty good shape. I know that some places down in the States are not doing very well. And it's sad. I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope you guys wear masks and stay safe and social distance. Just wash your hands a lot, honestly. I think that's the key to anything. Wash your hands. Like, excessively wash your hands. Your hands are going to get dry. They're going to crack. Use moisturizer. But wash them. Like, set a timer in your phone. And every hour, wash your hands. It's just something you have to do. I think that that's the key to combating almost every disease. Like, you might still get it. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to stop it. But it does help. It makes it less likely if you just wash your hands. And I think that's key here. Is to just make sure that you're washing your hands and just keeping your distance, wearing your mask, not complaining. Well, you can complain. I complain about my mask all the time. It's not that it bothers me, it just makes me hot. Like, not even hot. I don't know, you just feel overwhelmed, I guess. But I'm not one of those, oh, I have asthma, I can't wear my mask. However, like, I get it. It is harder to breathe. But you can breathe, you're fine. I saw a baby at Walmart the other day, like an actual newborn baby, and it was wearing a mask. And I actually stopped the woman. I'm like, your child is the cutest little baby I've ever seen. Like, how did you get her to wear that mask? And she's like, you know, at first she used to pull it off, but she's gotten used to it now. I'm like, well, she looks so darn cute. Like, I couldn't even believe it. It was where she even found a mask to fit the baby, I don't know. But it was the cutest thing. If a baby can wear a mask, you can wear a mask. Period. Anyway, that's enough of me ranting about that. So there I'm moving those plants down to the first level. And I'm trying to add some flowers. I was going to add these, but they just looked weird. They kept falling down. So I do actually end up putting like real flowers along the other platforms. And I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, I use like these redwoods. I'd used them throughout the garden, so it worked out well. Yeah, I just place all those there, and I think I put like daisies and stuff in too. So it looks very full when it's done. I really love it. I think there's a little bench across from it, and I think it would be like a lovely place to just sit and think. Like I said, I guess I kind of imagine, I always imagine a writer lives there, I'm not going to lie to you. I think because I'm a writer, like that's my job, I think I always think of writers in my builds. Now, when I say I'm a writer, don't get me wrong, like I'm not writing anything creative. I'm not going to lie to you, most of my writing is like non-fiction work for other people. But a long time ago, back in the day, when I was younger, I guess, I used to like love writing poetry and stories. I haven't done it in so long. Like, it's weird how our interests just change. These days, I just never feel like there's enough hours in the day to get anything that I have to get done. So finding time to write is just not really an option for me. But we've come to the end of the build and we'll go into screenshots. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe so you'll be notified of every time that I upload. You take care and happy building.